Good afternoon. Eddie Rice in Stanford, Texas. Well, I just got done looking at my daily market reports, and because the East Coast is a little ahead of us or whatever. And I look daily, uh, as a lot of folks do. The difference between me and a lot of folks is when I look, I see shit down. I don't start flopping around in the front yard like when your grandmother used to wring two or three roosters' necks for Sunday dinner. They flop around all over the yard. Looked kind of crazy, didn't it? It's what everybody looks like with the markets, and bunch of chickens with their necks wrung flopping around. You know, everything is day to day nowadays. Everything's day to day. Everybody gets wound up day to day over markets and tariffs and actions. Nobody has any patience to wait on anything. Well, let me let you in on a little secret, a couple little secrets, if you didn't know. And let me start with oil, right? And I'm talking to Texans now, people in Texas. If you're applauding the $25 plus drop in WTI, you need to have your damn head examined. There has not been 30 years in the state of Texas when gas is cheap and oil is cheap in the state of Texas, the economy sucks every time. Can't prove me wrong. I'll take you back to 2020 and show you. Gas cheap, economy bad. Gas expensive, oil up, economy good. It's the way it is for Texas. That anybody, and some of you may know that I've got a son that's a directional driller. And this isn't because my son's a directional driller. I'd say this same damn thing to you. But applauding oil prices dumping, and you live in the state of Texas, and you're involved in this economy, you need to have your head examined. Stocks, portfolios, and everything else. Do you know how generational wealth was built in the United States? The people like Warren Buffett and all the big families got lots of money. Do you know how the generational wealth was built? Called blue chip stocks. You invest in brick and mortar in a company that builds things for the world, or for the United States. World back in as United States. It could have been for the world too. But you invest in solid companies. You don't gamble. You don't go with the latest tech stock. You don't do any of that crap. Yeah, there's some folks that make some quick money at it, but most of us don't. Blue chip stocks, Caterpillar, AT&T. You invest your money in those companies, you're never going to, Walmart, you're never going to get hurt. Your value might go down during times like this, but the original money that you invested, there ain't many people lost that. So you didn't lose anything. You reversed on gains is the way I look at it. Chickens with their heads wrung, flopping around the yards. Same thing on tariffs. You guys know the car guy talks on Saturday on AM radio? One of the smartest men ever been on talk radio. Larry the car guy. He says it's going to be the greatest. This tariff's going to be the greatest things for U.S. car companies. You want to know why? Everybody's going to be scrambling to buy that inventory that's already there that doesn't have tariffs on it. Or some type of, the price goes up because of tariffs for the components that GM and Ford, who, assemble foreign-made products. Chickens in the yards with heads cut off. If you didn't lose your original investment, if you invested $100,000 in something, you were up $600,000. Now you're down $100,000. You didn't lose a damn thing. As long as you don't sell. If you sell, then you might have lost something. Blue chip stocks. and patience. There's a reason that we designed our financial system to be 4 quarters in a fiscal year, because you do something, make a decision, and then you review it quarterly. And you don't panic if the first quarter doesn't show predominant gain. You come back to the second quarter and you take a look at it. By the time you get to third quarter, that's when you start making decisions, right? Do you want to continue this thing on? We do things in quarters, not days. You manage business by days, you're going to manage yourself in the ground. Why do you think so many startup companies fail? A lot of startup companies, people starting out in the cattle business or whatever, they expect a 20, 30% return on every damn job, every damn hit, every this, every that. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Patience. Long-term patience. Wise decisions in the companies you invest in or the cattle you invest in. You go buy 500 Tiger Stripes right now, you're probably the dumbest son of a bitch I ever met in my life. Well, sorry. Second dumbest. I'm the first dumbest I ever met in my life. Chickens with their damn heads wrung, flopping around the yard. That's all I see. Market news today. Don't trust these economists, folks. If economists were any good, they'd be investors. And speaking of investors, cattle futures, for example, future contracts, all that other stuff. You know, what most people don't understand is 80% of all this sporadic chickens flopping around the yard trading that's going on right now, 80% of that's done by damn computers and the algorithms and the modeling software. So there's knee-jerk reactions being done by computers, by knee-jerk reactions by jackasses that are inputting world and market conditions into those computers, causing this. We didn't have this 50 years ago, right? I mean, president makes a decision, something happens in the world, blah, blah, blah. The markets didn't automatically overnight react. We kind of learned our lesson from the 20s on that deal, overreacting. Now we are a little overinflated, don't get me wrong. There's lots of big bubbles out there. But if you've put your money in blue chip companies, you know, stock price may have been a little bit higher. Might have had to buy in at a higher rate, whole 9 yards. But if you're patient, just like those old grannies right now that are setting up at the casinos, that invested in Walmart back when they were in the small rural communities, and they started selling stock, and they were offering it $12, $13 a share, and all them grandmas would walk in there, and Walmart had that stock billboard up there, and you can buy Walmart stock for this, and all them grannies started using their egg money and buying Walmart stock, and there's a bunch of them probably right now sitting in Vegas in the casino worth millions because they put their money in and left it. Didn't pay no attention. Didn't act like chickens in the yard flopping around after they got their necks wrung on Sunday. Have a good evening.